Now this is our fourth chapter, analog read and mapping. Let's learn. In this circuit we have one potentiometer here. This is our potentiometer and one LED. We will adjust the brightness of our LED with the help of this potentiometer. Potentiometer is basically that you have seen regulators in your house, which controls the speed of your fan. Okay, so it's mini version basically. So that's potentiometer. Potentiometer is connected with A0 pin, which is analog 0 pin, A0 pin here. And analog input pin is used to receive analog signals, as we used PWM pins to send pseudo analog signals here on right side. To read analog signals, we use analogRead function. As to read our digital signals, we use digital read, but to read analog signals, we use analogRead function. And similar to digital read function, it takes the pin number, analogRead. Now, mapping. Mapping is the programming where we convert a value from one range to another. When mapping a potentiometer's input, analog value which is coming from the potentiometer and going to A0 pin to control the brightness of our LED, we can easily scale the potentiometer's output. Potentiometer generally gives us from 0 to 1023 value. To match the LED brightness range 0 to 255. So we will scale these values. We will map these values with each other, so that when our potentiometer will be at 0, our LED will be at 0. When our potentiometer's value will be 1223, our LED's brightness will be 255, means full potential. It will turn on at its full potential. So we will map these. This process is called mapping, where we convert the values or we make the values comparable. Okay, so that's called mapping. So it's a function basically inside the programming. So how it works? A potentiometer provides an analog value that typically range between 0 to 1023. LED brightness, the LED brightness is controlled using PWM signals via analogWrite on Arduino with the help of pin number 9. And PWM value ranges between 0 to 255. 0 is off, 255 is maximum brightness. Mapping process. Since the potentiometer range between 0 to 1023 doesn't directly match to LED's PWM range, so we will use map function to scale the values. We scale them and fit these values with each other. Now that's how the map function looks. Map, then value, whatever value we have to map, we will write down here, value, then the lower value of original range, which is generally coming from the potentiometer, and the higher range of the potentiometer. Then here, lower value of the target range, which is 0 of our LED, and this is the highest value, which is 255 of our LED. So these two are target low and target high range. These are the incoming low, original low and original high coming from potentiometer. And this is the value which we are getting from the potentiometer, the actual value that we have to map. That's how this map function looks like. Now let's program it. So first of all, we will follow the basic structure. This is the basic structure. We are using LED pin, pin number 9, and potentiometer pin is connected to pin number A0. So we have created the variables for both of them. Then after that, we will set the pin mode for LED as output, because we have to send the signal to our LED. But there is no need to set the pin mode for analog pin because by default they are taken as input. So here we are not writing the pin mode for A0. So A0 to A5, if you are using any of these pins, you don't have to mention the pin mode for them because they are by default set as input. Now, inside the loop function, we will read the values from potentiometer. Whatever values are coming from the potentiometer, we will read those values and save those values inside a variable. To store the value, either we can create a global variable outside the setup and loop function, or a local variable inside the loop function only. So we will create a local variable as it will be used inside the loop function only. So we will create int pot value. It is abbreviated for potentiometer's value. So this will be our variable. So here we created pot value. So let's understand from here. So potentiometer is connected to pin number A0. We are analog reading the pot pin, which is A0, and whatever value we are getting from this potentiometer pin is stored inside this pot value variable, potentiometer's value variable. Okay. When we move the knob, when we turn the knob, these values will change and stored inside this pot value. Now we will use map function to map the pot value. So this is the value which we have to map. So potentiometer's value ranges from 0 to 1023 and LED value ranges from 0 to 255. And we will store it inside the variable to apply it on LED. So let's map it. So here, this is the map function, map pot val, because this is the value which we have to map, pot val. This is the lowest original value coming from the potentiometer, and this is the highest value which is coming from the potentiometer. So these are the two values of potentiometer. Now after this 0 is the lowest value for the target value, which is the value of LED, lowest value of LED, and this is the highest value of LED. So these are the points which we have to map, and this is the according to these points we have to map, and this is the value. So this is the potentiometer value which we have to map according to these. Now whatever mapping is done will be stored inside this brightness function, brightness variable. So we have created one more variable, brightness. Okay, so whatever mapping value will be set, it will be stored inside this brightness function. And after this, what we will do, we will analog write this brightness into this LED pin. So analog write LED pin, this one, with brightness value. Whatever value will be stored inside this brightness, it will be sent to this LED pin. And that's how we will control the brightness of our LED with the help of this potentiometer. When we move the knob, this potentiometer value will change. It will go here, map it according to these values and store it in brightness. And then this brightness will be applied to this LED pin. So that's how we control the LED brightness. And map function, that's how a map function and analog read works.